also happened. That wasn't the main breaking point. He called me to talk about something else and then just started bitching, and I was like, this is between you and them. I will say, though, this is between you and me. I told him. I said, we've been canceling rehearsals left and right for reasons that I'm kind of pissed off about, because it keeps happening, and the reasons keep getting dumber and dumber. So here's my thing. Next rehearsal that's canceled due to something that isn't like a fucking health issue or something I personally deem an understandable excuse, I am quitting the band. It might not be right away, but know that if that happens, that decision has been made. And he was like, no, I completely get it. And one day, I happened to be over, and I said, I'm gonna move some of my amps and shit. And then I told him, by the way, I lied. I will come clean in a few days. I want to talk to everybody about this. But you, I've already talked to about it. I shook his hand and said, this is it. This is the day. I'm not moving my amp to do another thing, to the storage or whatever the fuck bullshit reason I made up. The real reason is because I am tired of this shit, and I'm leaving the band. I had a big conversation with the vocalist, again, the person who wrote most of the music, and someone who had hung out with me for a long time after the fact, after I graduated high school, and the drummer. And I said, there's a serious thing we gotta talk about. I didn't just come over here to play video games. If I'm gonna keep taking a gamble on this, when it's with all of you, and this shit keeps happening, I feel like I look like the asshole to other people, promoters, people we network with, other bands, because I can't get your shit together for you. Right? I've been writing these songs. I've shown you all some demos of them, and this audio internship has taught me a lot. Now that I've graduated, I graduated the audio internship while I was in the band. I said, hey, if I'm gonna be taking a gamble on this shit, you know, we all know it's a fickle business. That's the whole thing of it. That's why people tell you not to go into the business. Because not too many people make it out in any way that's healthy. I said, if I'm gonna fucking take a stab at this and get people to notice my shit in any fucking capacity, artistic or business-wise, at least if it's all me, I know who to have a conversation with. Introspection. I can talk to myself. When it comes to you all, I tried to have conversations about it. I tried to settle this democratically. Didn't work out. This isn't me. I also told them, I was like, I need to clarify as well. This isn't a, well, what if? This isn't a, please convince me I'm wrong. I've already done that. And I'm tired. I'm gonna spend all this time, money, energy, heart, and blood, sweat, and tears into something that I know I can fuck up on my own. And they said that's completely fair. We went our separate ways. I still hung out with them for a few years after the fact, but then, yeah, they all did some bigoted shit, and I told them I don't want anything to do with you. So that's kind of the Lexikarma story, is that it was a thing I was putting together to test my audio prowess and market myself possibly as a better audio engineer, better songwriter, without the help of a college degree. Then realizing after the fact, hey, this band is not the main act. This has slumped into the side project because you're no longer rehearsing with this band. Practice your own songs and see if you can get people to play them live. Didn't happen. And that's why Lexikarma is the state that it's in now. But that's kind of where those first songs are being written, was around the audio internship. Crystal, for those of you Lexikarma heads in the chat, Crystal was the first song I recall. I'm pretty positive was the first song I wrote for Lexikarma before it was called Lexikarma. And so how did that big story with my parents that I info dumped on and trauma dumped on all of you, how does that what does that have to do with Lexikarma, like, in a more direct sense? Because, like, of course it has something to do with that. But, like, What directly? So why I chose the term lexikarma in the first place. This was the idea. Now, some of this might seem not as smart as I thought it was when I was in my early 20s. Bear with me. This is the general idea, right? Here's the general idea. Lexikarma as a concept was about contradiction and how there's a give and take of everything. Every psychological impulse, thought process, and scientific revelation is all done through some form of contradiction, and possibly even to the point of hypocrisy. How does lexikarma, as a couple of words, reflect that? So, and again, this is my idea when I was in my early 20s. Lexi, as a name, one might see that. A lot of it was kind of my upbringing. I thought about growing up in like Cincinnati area, Northern Kentucky, primarily. Was fucking like, you know, a lot of Republican shitbags. A lot of people that think they're better than Republican shitbag parents, but really aren't. They so Lexi would be like seen like, you know, at first glance maybe as like a little girl or like some pretty lady, right? Something that people generally think of and go, oh, that's a pleasant thought. That's a pleasant little idea. That's not some like something I need to kill. It's not something that fills me with fear. This is a pleasant thought when I think of what a Lexi could be in my brain. Can I buy the shop? It's sick and nasty. Karma, on the other hand, has a notorious like fucking, you know, meaning for what it is and what people understand it as, but is in its own right its own religious thing. And you know, if you live down south, people don't take too kindly to nothing that ain't just your good old-fashioned God-fearing Christianity. So you tell them, well, I actually believe very heavily in the concept of karma and how it's helped me as a human being and, you know, developing and growing. They look at you like you have 5 heads. Because it's not Noah's Ark. But it's still a turn of phrase that everybody fucking uses. So, let's flip that around. What are other things that could be synonymous with this? Where did and the little pleasant little girl thought could have been anything. The religious concept that isn't, you know, it could have been Judaism, it could have been Buddha, it could have been Lexi Buddha, could have been anything. Why karma specifically? Well, I picked karma specifically because it definitely has more to do specifically with Middle Eastern like karmic conceptuality. That's probably not a word, but I'm using it anyway. Fuck it, English major. And how, you know, a lot of people, you know, 9/11 did a lot for Islamophobia. That's kind of the short answer. And that's part of the reason why people see something like, if they would read and like look into the origins of karma and what it actually means from a religious and spiritual standpoint, it isn't just you do good things, you do bad things. It isn't a My Name is Earl special. It's a fucking like actual thing you can, that can really like help you in life. And when it comes down to it, it's the same general concept, but people so down to their core want to be so hateful and hate that concept because it's not what they were indoctrinated to learn to love and accept wholeheartedly and unconditionally and without criticism. Where'd I get Lexi from then? Because karma in my life has been something that has actually brought me a lot of joy. I don't practice, you know, Islam. I am agnostic and have been for a long time, but it's still something that I've thought about because I looked into other religions when I was in my early 20s to see, well, My parents said they were non-denominational, but let's be real, they were Baptist or Pentecostal or some crossbreed. I can provably say I am not either of those. Neither of those philosophies gelled well with me because they were used to abuse and manipulate me. So, what's the next move? Am I Wiccan? Do I believe in the, you know, teachings of Yahweh, Krishnu? And what I found, and why I stuck with the agnosticism as a kid, was it had a lot of bleed over. And a lot of it had similarities. And a lot of it, looking into it, made a lot of sense into my own philosophy and kind of how I saw the world and what things got me into trouble and what things didn't. So I thought, you know, it's all kind of connected in that regard. And looking back, I don't think I was wrong on that point. So really, in its own sense, depending on your own vantage point of what you think beauty is and can be defined as, I think karma is beautiful. And so that's why I made it the religious concept to be put into the title of my project. Why Lexi? Again, like I said before, this is supposed to be, for a lot of people, the other flip side of the coin of the name. Something that is simultaneously something that might scare people off and something that people might innately find joyous. I got the name Lexi from porn star Lexi Bell, who, when I was heavily addicted to porn due to my parents' Christian teaching of what sex was, which was to say, repress it until you fucking die. Most of what I learned about all that shit was through fucking porn. So, in that sense, this fucking sex worker showed me more about anything in regards to that than my parents ever did. More than the school system ever did, right? More than church ever did. When people ask who's the little girl that you named it after, or is it like a girlfriend? It's gotta be an ex or something, right? Songs about Jane exist, so it has to be about an ex-girlfriend. It's a porn star I used to jerk it to when I was a child. And that's where the name Lexikarma comes from. And in both sense, when you look at both the concepts and how I did find beauty in both, and I found the concept of remembering the hatred for both completely unfounded, is there not beauty in both? Lexikarma. I have unlocked the deep lore. You have unlocked the deep lore. 11 hours into a Random Ring stream, you unlock the deep lore. Whether you want to or not. And if you really look into, like, not even the lyrics even. Yes, the lyrics, but not even the lyrics even, but just like the music even that I write and how it sounds in Lexikarma. I don't think I've ever really completely lost sight of that. I think it's part of the reason I mix a lot of genres together. I think it's part of why it's like a lot of shit that's like serene but sporadic. And there's always contradiction in it. There's always something that shouldn't match, but does. Because I like to believe in a way we all do. Unless you're a fucking Nazi, then you can just get out of the fucking... You don't even belong on my metaphor. You don't even belong on my fucking metaphor. Maybe that'll be on the lyrics on Lexi4. I'll have to remember that. I'll have to remember that later. I'll have to make note of that. If nothing else, it goes in the quote book. Unless you're a fucking Nazi. You don't even belong on my metaphor. Oh, you all are gonna hate Lexi 4. To be clear, the 2026 release is a separate thing. It's a 10-year anniversary album. It is not Lexi 4. Lexi 4, conceptually, is such an introspective, self-indulgent mess. I love it, and it is why I fear so heavily that everyone will fucking despise it. Not even from the standpoint of like, this is so dear to me. This is something that's very me. It's very like, you know, a part of my soul. It's a scar that I'm not sure if the world is ready to see me bear. It's really truly more of like, this is so self-indulgent to the point where I can't tell what of it is whiny and what of it is actually going to resonate with people. Because as much as I have songs that bitch about religion. I've made and put out songs so far that have talked about religion for sure. Actually, pretty much every album. Now that I think about it, let me think. Let me go down the row. 12 Mars, say what you say. Say what you will say and turn to the severance buried in deep with the rubble that came with this. No one can tell what tomorrow will do with this. Angelic choirs to sing of a demon kiss. Religion. Crystal. I know there's something in there. The silence softens me, a word with only D, already mortal, so self-inflicted tendency, is directly about prayer. 2. It's almost like healing from the trauma of religion can take the rest of your life. You're right. You know what? You're right. Maybe Lexi 4 isn't a self-indulgent mess. Maybe it's healing. You'll all see. When it comes out, you're gonna be like, this is what you were worried about? This isn't even that good. What are you worried about? Nobody, you have nothing to be embarrassed about. Nobody's gonna listen to this twice. No. No, I'm very excited about it. I think if you like Lexi Karma, you'll like the direction that Lexi 4 is going in. Because it's less metal. Let me think. What else? Mendax. What are the words of Mendax? When all eyes come in and bloom, you sing the song without a tune, make it sound sweet and feel in time, you later doesn't even rhyme, and the mouth is where it seeps, it's easier to live a life, watch the power seep. We open doors closely fast, like make a species with no class. In a catastrophe, we build upon ourselves, relieving and straining each other. Who will you choose as a guide? Having been there once before, I'll tell you there's nothing left to say. That one is probably like some fucking thing I meant as a triple entendre when I was like 19. But that's at least one of the entendres is religion. 3. Is self-titled a religious album? Selfless. Selfless. You know what? The river flows beside the sinuses and into the senses. Reactions are made to become unreactive. Contradictions are made to become your philosophy. Religion. 4. Kisses literally sings about like heaven and God healing doves or some shit. 5. What's after that one? Shower is a double entendre song all the way through, about serenity in creation and also jacking off. Shower is literally about masturbation. Make no mistake. It's not completely about masturbation, but I'm very aware of what it sounds like for some of it. If you go in and read the lyrics and go like, is this about jacking off? LOL. You'll be hard pressed to find that the answer is yes. But yeah, in any case, 6. After 6 minutes. Masked Appeal. Masked Appeal literally has a whole stanza about church and relates superhero movies and the worship of an extended canon that doesn't even meet up to your standards as a consumer to be cult-like. So yeah, I'd say that's religious. 7. 6 minutes. Tired, not unsheathed, propellers propelled by one's greed. Paralytics us from sharing kills and sharing kills. Wanna make 2, subtractions always do. No one knows better than you, only better. Anytime all things men, without it, I guess it all is sin. Respect and chivalry, the same 6 minutes you gave me. One and one made 2, subtractions always do. Can you feel it chilling? It's absolutely killing one of us. Yeah, maybe down the, no, you know what? One song on that album that is secular. 6 minutes is a secular one. So we're still at, what, 7? 7 songs so far that I've released that are innately religious? Or at least vaguely religious. Let's not use the word innately inaccurately. What's after that? Break Contact. Literally sings about God. Technically, it's a metaphorical God, but I'm counting it. 8. You defied the gods of your own selfishness, swimming long enough to kneel. Technically, it's not about God. Technically, it's about. It's kind of like the Community scene where he says, without actually devoting your life to a god, you are indirectly worshiping yourself. So since it's kind of in a similar vein to that, I would say you could argue it's religion. 9. Low winter and on, in case of necessity to find, previous someone else behind. It's hard to see the kind of evolution they made. Study show that we don't know. Failure achieved no sense of useless to go there. What's so far? Victim. And if you will this, I will come back to you only to disappoint your assumption of what I've done, where I go, and if I have birth. So, well. Looking like the victim is just never the worst place. Failure, achievement, part of the experience. In the summer, you will know, but in this battlefield. Another one is secular. We're still at 8 then. More is spiritual. I don't know if I consider it religious. The two are different religions, or different definitions for a reason. Occasionally when you gave me more, what do they call it? The 40 when they play 10 so you can't understand some each listen. I get the replays around you, maybe you can part of the night you want to. I know you can hear me just on my mouth. I'm saying he should go out. I feel the refunds around you, maybe you can part of the night with the other dude. Say one thing was wrong with me when the lights are out, holding out scary things. I don't even care that much. I haven't been before. No skin, no cynical night or down up the clouds. I am feeling it out. I'm reading on the next level. Don't give me a look. I have several. First look wasn't so far away, but this is ridiculous. We ain't know the future because it's not today. The next time that you see me, I'll struggle for your touch, and we can meet up in each other's dreams. If reality may cost too much. Yeah, maybe it might be about poverty, but that's not inherently religious. Outside, got a cold, found the sun with a soul. I feel the world may have imploded, but I feel. So I sit on my throne, making noise all alone. Our capacity for social ties only reaches so far. It seems about time for that rope to rip up in 2 parts. Clear up the chains around his neck. Yeah. I'd say that one is spiritual but not religious, so we're still at 8. Clean. Or actually, I guess we could talk about... I doubt anybody in chat knows about the bonus tracks. There are 2 songs on self-titled that when I remade the album, I did not remake them because I found them to be... One was problematic. Well, let me rephrase that. There were 2 songs on that album that I did not... Grandma! To what end? There were 2 songs on self-titled originally that I wanted to put out as bonus tracks. I didn't really do that well when I distributed it because I fucked it up. So they were kind of just 2 awkward little songs that happened after the story was over. One was called Kentucky Girls, and the last one was called Heaviest. Kentucky Girls was the one I'm calling quote-unquote problematic in the sense that that was the point, is that the vantage point of which the lyrics were in were not myself, which is stupid when the vast majority of the ones on self-titled were basically a fucking musical memoir. To make then a song that hosts a vague idea of a character, who's like basically a frat boy, doesn't really... It didn't gel. I don't know how people took it in hindsight, and I don't care, which is why I didn't remake the song when I remade the album. Because I don't want anything to do with it anymore. Heaviest was just so fucking cynical and bitchy that I also didn't remake it. Plus, part of the reason Heaviest exists was an inside joke I had with a friend where I was just gonna record a D-stringed guitar that was falling apart and just plug it in and fucking whack the shit out of it and say, like, yeah, you want your down-tuned guitar? You want your fucking hardcore metalcore with like the most down-tuned fucking shit? Yeah, what about drop nothing? What about drop nothing tuning? Fuck your drop A, fuck your drop C, fuck your dadgads. I've got, fuck your fucking 9-string guitar. I've got drop nothing. I've got this thing that's fucking, that's way out of the garbage. Like, it doesn't get more heavier than this. So yeah, I didn't remake that one either, because it was just making fun of the music scene that I partook in. And I think at the time I saw it as playful. In hindsight, I don't know if that was true. I think it was just kind of a bad taste. So I never fucking did it again, because I don't feel those lyrics anymore. What I consider either of them religious. When I said I love you, I did it with words. When I see your face, I get what to say. I hate it too because I really like the chorus's like overall cadence and like lyrically it's like just really stupid fun wordplay. It went, you are the best thing I've seen since I fed off this monkey. And tonight I will call you my one and only. And tomorrow a cab. Ooh. It's so mean. It was such a mean, shitty song. But it just wasn't a good song. There were good things about it, but the rest of it was just fucking shitty. It was just ass. It was an ass fucking shitty dog shit, edgelord shit from a butt song. In any case. Fake and stupid, Clingy has so many fucking lyrics. There probably is a whole line I forgot about that just says, by the way, I'm not really religious and I'm not a huge fan of Jesus. Let's see. So far I'm so insecure, I'm gonna go, how can we? Your best friend doesn't understand me. Oh, the reason I brought those up, are they religious? Kentucky Girls, what was the fucking screamy part? How did that go? What was the probably part about? cause this corner that I was I only feel two things, arousal and resentment. I want to tell everyone when I don't love me at the same time. You slut, you feel the same way. You're afraid your cuteness is measured. I love the fine. Which area am I on? No, that was not religious. 8. I think we're still at 8, if I've not lost count. Yeah, because there were 3, I think, that I counted as not religious on self-titled. I'm just clearing up the shop bucket. What else was religious? Let's see. Oh, right, heaviest. Let's see. This is spontaneity. Beyond repetition. Reeling in the masses to showcase memories. Following your heart until you're pumping blood. If you can't understand me, check ++. We'll make every ear start ringing and stay confident in bars because they're so. Yeah, that one's just fucking no. Remember when I played video games on stream? Clingy. Is Clingy a religious song? Nope. Okay. Well, that says no, so we're still at 8. Blackberry Seed. Blackberry Seed. Dark winter's coat, skin so soft, it shines like the moon in the sky. One taste, well sour and sweet, tongue and cheek strong and weak to inside. Young tongue, no more taste, with a greasy face, eyes are water, ends her cheek, chatter, and a break. That was a response I remember when I played video games on the stream. Oh, I thought you're just like, as a big fan of particularly this one song you've made, no, I would say that you didn't write that innately as religious. Clingy. I'm so boring, I'm so insecure. How can we? Your best friends just don't understand me at all, cause it's a thing. I tried to do away for it. Oh wait, no, this is this one. I've forgotten the lyrics to my own song. We've come full circle, everybody. It's well, not full circle. We've come to it, chat. It is now the point in Lexi Karma's life cycle where I no longer know the words to my own songs. We've gotten here, everybody. This is where we're at. Call the claustrophobic. Oh, no, that was the last line. No, I lied to myself. Stop making me bore all my friends with the songs. It sounds so fake and stupid. Instrumental break. I need to know if my memory is bad, but remembering these flashlights to replace what we had. It's like you probably love the depression you know on the outside of the far away. I'll never be before we got into the show. It's like a until you're lost, looking brightly on the reaper. The time in my eyes of the area, but the advice. I would consider that more mythological than religious. Yeah, there's no religion in that one. That one's just a dirty, secular mess. So we're still at 8, I believe. Blackberry Seed. You don't tell no more taste, rain through greasy face. Teeth trying to rush a break. Science protected. Yeah, I know you and me. My niche still no speech. Collective truth. What a nice talking to me. I can only have something to say. If all this gone, I'll take it away. Yeah, so that one's not religious either. We're still at 8. 8 out of, I think, like 15 or 16 I've talked about. Which other one of my own is a religious song? In theory. Which one shits on or introspectively considers what I might say is my own form of religion? And such. Yeah, none of those. 8 of them. No, none of them. But none of them think so far. If you want to consider how simpy a lack of closure is, as worship, I wouldn't. In hindsight, after saying that, I'm like, nah, well, you could argue it, but no, it was mostly just obsession. And wherein worship would be considered, I think, a metaphor more than a, or even a simile beyond what it actually was. Ah, fucking Jesus. Ah, fudgy stuff. All right. I'm shadow. You told me that. What you hide in? I don't really got too much dream. You told me. Stuck up. The days are really hard to find. Playing like I heard a song about you. I don't see a tree, but you have to live in more than fall in line every time. You cut all the horse red inside a purple notebook. I'm telling someone I need a clue that I'm really sick of working on it the way of someone else. So much lighter underneath the weight of you. Yeah, no. No religion. No religion. Just being a little bitch. So we're still at 8. So at least half the songs that I make might be religious, in a sense. Myself or no one else would ever had it. I kind of still, in hindsight, hate those lyrics in Promathon. You is a word we all take for granted. They always say to know thyself. What was that? Who talks like that? I don't talk like that. Have you ever heard me say thyself unironically on stream? A stream of consciousness fucking, like, artistic thing I create? But I just never changed it to anything else. Anyway. Somebody's here, somebody's here, you didn't know, come with me. Here I am, the one who never left. I'm just another me. I got to see your farewell of the mattress. I saw words which have been found to infinity. Like it real, like it is different reality. I wish that I could reverse science. Original erase us all, but it was mad. What you're trying to. Yeah, I don't think there's any religion in that one. The rest of it's just kind of a repeat of this shit. Yeah, so no. Fake and Stupid's just not a good album if you like spirituality. It's kind of just a fucking bitchy meh. Reviewers are saying. Reviewer being the Aiden Iona talks a bunch of shit about herself on stream to chat. Magazine. Limited. LLC. There's a bathroom where you pick out yourself. What am I putting out that version? The fucking little of fingers and toes instead of it being this drumless, lamentful shit fest. It could just be there's a bathroom where you pick out yourself. You're alone, but you know that someone's there. That could be fucking sexy. Words in their mouths as your confidence lies in drought. From a sun that never rose. This is just Streetlight Manifesto. I haven't done anything new here. This is Streetlight Manifesto. Oh wait, no, literally the chorus. Am I losing my mind? You can't disappoint no one. Block the sun. You are gone until someone else sees. Religious. 9. 9 so far. I recognize you now. You're put stuck inside a dragon's mouth. You brush your blood from your teeth every day. I'm in the tower too, but he's 5 months of a can do. Or train on the spring when the dragon has pretty reigns. No council casts a curse. I'm ready to show you. Look at me, heard the murder and a monster is a noble man. So I do all I can. Do not make your patience. I miss him. Turn the kingdom to sleep with Phoenix. He told me from no green. Now I sake from those any mistake you summon. None of that was religious, just trust me. Firing on the phone, but I can't see myself from so I spent so much time living for someone else. I know that's probably fake everything. No, I wouldn't consider that anything religious. You can make parallels, but I wouldn't. And I made the song, so. made the song. So fuck you. What comes us down? Acknowledgement of thrones. Something there goes. So I heard distance makes the heart grow fonder. I hope so. So that part's not religious either. So it might just be stuck at 9. Let's see. Whoops! That was me fucking not just paying attention to anything. Cuts off their tongue to display their painting. They will become two ways. Knowing this is not a story but a future fate. Before both and their own So no. So almost the entirety of Fake and Stupid is not directly religion related. I guess just self-titled. Let's see. Oh wait, no, I'm a liar because cadmium exists. Because cadmium exists, the one where I just bitch about evangelism for an entire 50 minutes. Another stupid song. Does another stupid song have religious subtext in it? Illuminate imagination. Create, produce. Learn how to save your undercover talents. For everyone, like everything that you bake. Compartmentalize all your feelings, but it's not a mistake. Consuming, because these consumers they live on redundant, but I know it's your your time is So unless you worship Kronos, no. No, that one's not religious. Oh, no, I won't understand. Everything's been before, nothing's foul. Take one more step back. Do it your binoculars. Bigger picture sitting right there. The kind of scope provides to analyze my syntax. Give me constructive or destructive criticism. I mean, that is really good. You take an hours in your way. Imagination. What will you say to the week of the make it for everyone. Make it for you. If you offer that much, I'll get yourself some too. Oh. Here, let me show this on screen. Okay, just sent me something completely irrelevant. We're gonna look at it together. Okay. Verified purchase. Lanyard says Genshin Impact, not Genshin Impact. Reviewed in the United States, September 4th, 2021. I think the picture sums it up. Major quality control issue. I don't see the quality control issue. I also think that perfectly sums it up. Anyway. Remember when I used to stream video games? Thank you all for continuing your patronage. What's the next one? Abandonment issue. I think if you've heard abandonment issue once, and maybe even turn the song off halfway through, you already know that one's about religion. That's literally the whole thing about it. I literally sing about church, directly conforming and calling it a congregation, referring to it as a congregation. and the chorus is about Jesus. And the bridge, also about Jesus. Not even, like, loosely. So yeah, we're gonna count that as, that's at least 10. That's at least 10 of them, then. So 10 of them are religious. Fuck, I just fucked up my combo. I fucked up my cool trick, Leslie. Fuck, I fucked up my cool trick. Oh, I had 1 HP left? I didn't even fucking notice. I wasn't paying attention to the fucking game at all. We made it pretty close to the boss, actually, on that one. So I'm getting better at it. Do we want grayscale? I am going full hipster shit and, like, overanalyzing my own lyrics on stream as if anybody cares. Let's just fucking go the full hipster mile. Unless somebody actually gets sick of it. If you're actually sick of the grayscale, please let me know and I'll change it back. Let's see. Actually, in that fucking case. Nah, that's gonna take way too long. I was gonna make this the whole stream grayscale. I was just gonna make the whole stream grayscale. I ain't doing it. What's the next song? Amortimorph. Is Amortimorph religious? I don't think the initial verses are. So far, we're on 10 songs. Or 9 songs. 10 songs. Yeah, 10 songs, including the main issue. Amortimorph religious. Fucking Christ! Sometimes fools are stars on reading. So never wait to be principles and the one thing that's wrong is that they stories of Western taking the reasons that you're imagining nearly everything. So sorry that this didn't wire. I'm warning you not to waste your time. They much people have a puzzle. Taking all the things to say. Oh yeah, I don't think any of that's religious. And the next part's just about like looking at windows or some shit, so I don't know. I am only a person born anew from every other person that I ever knew. With every form of the seconds for the day, I will be forgotten. Until I can memories. And what were I mean, unless you're worshipping, having a good time, I don't think that one's innately religious. What's the next one? Vigil? Vigil is another one like abandonment issue where I'm like, you don't even gotta ask. Vigil might arguably be the most religious-related song that I've ever put out, and it's not even an abandonment issue. Where that one just talks about Jesus. So that's at 11 then. That's 11. That's 11 songs that are the religious Lexikarma pieces. So basically, I'm a Christian artist. Think about it. Fun story. When I graduated from high school and took my grandma to our house, by the way. So, I think I know I've told Satellite specifically this story. I don't know if I've told this story on stream multiple times. I feel like I probably have. But if not, I'll tell it again. So there's a metal band called Under Oath. And they used to identify as Christian, as a Christian band. Or at the very least, like, religion was a big part of their thing, and they were labeled as a Christian band, and they toured with a lot of Christian bands and shit. Under Oath Mention. But I listened to them anyway because they were kind of freak shit. And because they were definitely like a kind of more, they just played with rhythm a lot in ways that I found interesting. And they were like primarily like very screamy. So I was like, this is something I dig. The Lost in the Sound of Separation album was something that I found to be a really cool piece overall of media. Which I don't think it's bad now necessarily, but I don't really go to my way to listen to it anymore. So I hear about this band and I listen to some of their shit, and I'm like, I could give them a shot. Or at least keep them in my back pocket, so if I'm ever listening to the fucking death metal, my relatives go, what are you listening to? I can go, what? It's Christian music. And it worked. My mom comes down to the basement one day while I'm looking at fucking horridly racist Flash cartoons, and goes, so Grandma doesn't know what to get you for your birthday. Do you want, but she wants to, continue to fester this horrid wound you call your, obsession with music. So what do you want? Do you want like a CD or something? Do you want merch? What do you want? She also is worried about your soul and internal damnation. I was like, well, that's a lot. And that part's not even like a joke. Within like 2 breaths, one uttered, your grandma wants to get you something for your birthday, but doesn't know what to get you, and kind of wants to get you something musical, but also thinks that you're going to hell. Okay, Grandma. Keep in mind, this was before I graduated high school. I have already sold my soul to Lucifer herself because I like Alice in Chains. So she wants to make sure that whatever I'm jamming out to, the spirit of Jesus is still within me. So I say, well, you know, there's this band that I've heard this stuff from that I kind of like. They're a Christian band. They're called Under Oath. And lo and behold, when there's a big gathering on my birthday, my grandma sends forward this little thing. I wonder what this could be in this CD-shaped box. Wow! It's Lost in the Sound of Separation by Under Oath. Thanks, Grandma. I'm gonna really treasure this. And I did. I kind of wore it out. I can't lie. For full context, Under Oath no longer really... They have different members that have different faiths, and they publicly and privately acknowledge that and think it's fine. But for the most part, none of them really fuck with that shit. Especially if it's like evangelistic. Because they were never really into that particular side of it when they brought the band together anyway. So really, I didn't actually do anything. My grandma will never know that. How that fun little side story ends. Graduation. My high school graduation. When I'm driving her home, I go, oh, you know what? It's the perfect time for this. Blasting death metal. Okay then, she says. I said, I've really cherished this album. Even in a dark fucking moment where I'm just like, a chapter of my life where I had to not worry about bills has ended. And most of the people that I held dear last week may no longer be in my life in a realistic or even meaningful capacity within the next year from now. But I got enough juice left in me to fucking piss off my grandma on the way back being fed by everyone at once. Yeah, if you don't remember, she said, I remember getting you a CD, I think a few years ago. I said, yeah, this is it. This is Lost in the Sound of Separation by Undergrowth. You don't want to listen to them, I assume? No. I said, yeah, this is the CD you got me. They're a Christian rock band. So, you know. But yeah, I like them. You know, I guess you could say I'm kind of into the weird stuff. She's like, oh, you like the weird stuff, do you? I said, yeah, I like the weird stuff. Whether or not she caught on to what I was doing, I will never know, and I don't care. I do not like my grandma. In any case, Trevor was like, oh yeah, jerking myself off about my own music in front of you. I'll clean it up with napkins soon, I assure you. What was I on? We had 10 songs, I believe. No, 11. We're at 11 songs, because it's Vigil. Bench Stream... Bench Stream. I know the first verses don't, the chorus doesn't. What's the part? What's the next verse? That's the chorus. The sunset finally, now that I've learned it's not just up for me. No relationship material to be step on. Just another book too close, better step off. You can't close a book before it's written. I'm working on another obsession, but participation wasn't enough. I walked around the water. Like you said, I'll get the sunset ready. My sunset, like you're not gonna love me. I'll miss you if they drive away. I said I'll keep in touch, but I can't stay. They just said there's nothing to come down. So just dive in. Yeah, no, that's not a religious song. We're still at 11 then. Put yourself out there is innately about, like, knowing the fuck what you're doing with sex, and also how, like, the idea of abstinence has been turned into this shitty, politicized, fucking religiously abused thing, where it's like, is the concept of abstinence in practice a bad thing? It's really not, if you think about it. It's the chokehold that people put on people about it that really makes it fucked up. And that's kind of what Put Yourself Out There is about. In a nutshell. I can't think of anything like innately like religious related about it though. That's what they were calling me. That one you could argue. You could argue Put Yourself Out There because of the context given from the rest of the album. But since the, like, connected concept of cadmium is kind of fucking weak anyway, like, I'd say maybe don't consider that a religious one. Innately. And the next one is Alone on New Year's. Why would the money? I'm scared to love. There's gas in their mineral deposits. You're still alive. And there's a of virtue. We are only anti-hero when the story of this curse and utopia buried by an angel and iris. We crowd our body by the fingers on the threshold. Tell us drinking it is evil. That one, I'm gonna call that one religious. Just that line, at the very least, I think makes put yourself out, not put yourself out. Alone in Yours in a religious song. We're gonna say 12. That's 12 songs out of the ones I've released. So that's all the ones I've released that have some kind of like, maybe not even innately anti-religious sentiment so much as just like definitely something that touches on my relationship with religion, I suppose. So out of the how many ever songs that is, how many is that? 14, 20, 28. So out of 28 songs, like 12 of them, so not even half of them. So I guess I wasn't onto something after all. Anyway, Lexi 4 is an entire song about pretty much about my parents. It's pretty much because I've touched on shit. That's how this whole thing started. That's where I came up with this fucking idea of the conversation topic. What a bummer. Muffin. What time is it? It's 11:30. I'm about to lose this run probably anyway. I want to keep chatting with you, chat. I want to keep hanging out, and I want to keep playing this fucking game. But the cat is like, hey, bitch, where's my dinner? And I do have to work 10 hours tomorrow morning. That's gonna be me tomorrow if I don't eventually go to bed. Because I do have to clock in 8.5 hours. That was down well. So before I go, I want to say thank you again to all of you for coming out at any given point during the stream. Thank you for coming out to my celebration of me coming out, in short. This was, all things considered, a pretty good stream. We had some laughs, we had some good times. When I'm really hitting in the hit spot of talking about my own music and my creative process and shit, I think I'm good about it. So I hope you enjoyed that, because I enjoy doing it. And I hope that carries over. Next stream is gonna be Wednesday, I believe. And I don't remember what I said no more than a few hours ago it was going to be. But maybe it'll be that or nothing. September, I'll go back to regular streams, and then Streamiversary will happen on September 22nd, so get the fuck ready for that. Thanks again to... thanks to Julia for being herself, and also being a mod. And modding my stream and making sure there are less perverts that I don't welcome. Perverts are welcome generally, though. Yeah. Oh, and shout out to Satellite again for being around for my streams, and frankly, not to go on a whole soapbox about it, but being around for me coming out of the closet. I mean, he wasn't the one I came out to, but he was around for a lot of harder parts of it. So big love to the Satman. If you want to follow him, do that shit. If you've been following me for this long and you don't follow him, that's, I mean, to each their own, but it's a little silly. Let me see what's going on here. How about a double raid? Somebody just raided hardcover. Oh, they're out of the room though. Let's just raid them. Fuck it. Go say hi to hardcover. They're streaming Uma Musume, it seems, and they're gonna be playing D&D soon. If you want to watch some D&D, I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't have any other mutuals live. I don't think right now. I probably do. I just didn't dig deep enough. Oh yeah, they are starting D&D now. That's fine. Fuck it. Go watch hardcover. Go follow hardcover. And as I say at the end of every stream,